How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. Okay, so today's video is going to be quick, and because the game that I'm doing today, it's an arcade classic. Most gamers know about it, and actually, the game that I'm doing today actually paved the way for a game that I did a few weeks ago. The game I did a few weeks ago was Balloon Fight, and I probably mentioned this game in that video. This game is an arcade port of a game from 1982 that was published by Williams. It was later ported to a number of platforms, including the Atari 2600, the Atari 7800, the I want to say Commodore 64, the ColecoVision, a number of other consoles. This port was published in 1988 by HAL Labs, the same folks that did the NES port of Defender, the NES port of Millipede, and a bunch of other games. So today's game, Joust. Now, Joust, if you aren't initiated with what happens in the game, you play as a guy riding an ostrich. Yes, an ostrich. Which is why you can't really fly that for long periods of time. And that adds the strategy element to the game. You're basically charged with defeating the other riders and proceeding to the next wave. And the way you defeat them is the same thing as Balloon Fight. You need to be higher than them when you make contact with them. Once you've hit an enemy, the rider and maybe even the ostrich itself turns into an egg. You need to hit that egg in order to score points and eliminate that player from the field. If they stay on the field, if the egg stays on the field long enough, it'll hatch and another bird will swoop in and pick it up. Another aspect of this game that I found interesting was that the same thing that happens on a lot of old arcade titles like this. If you take too long on a level, eventually an enemy will fly on a screen that's unbeatable. You can't do anything about it but defeat the remaining enemies that are able to be defeated on the screen and advance. In this game, it's a pterodactyl. There are bonus levels in Joust. There are lava hazards in this game, where if you fly too close to some lava, a hand will come out and grab you and pull you down. This port graphically is pretty close to the arcade game, though I don't know what it is about this version versus other versions. The control in this one doesn't feel as good as the Atari 7800 version, but it is still a good game. So if you're hankering for a game of Joust and you would prefer it on an older console and you have an NES, pick up this version of Joust. It's a fun little time. Only other option where you can get it in arcade perfect form would be to get Midway Arcade Treasures on the PS2, Xbox, or GameCube. But that's neither here nor there. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I will catch you beautiful people tomorrow.